All right, so in this video, I've got a technique for you. In fact, two techniques to do the same thing, but in a slightly different way within Photoshop, and that is creating a reflection. But please stick around to the end, because at the very end of this, I've got a question that I want to ask you about doing this. It'll all come clear when we get towards the end, but let's just dive into it. All right, so this car photograph here, I just want to add a reflection to it on the ground, because car photographs always look good when there's a reflection on the ground. The road surface wasn't wet and I didn't have any water with me. So let's kind of fake the look of it. So to do that in Photoshop, first of all, I need to make a selection of the car. So I'll come over to the toolbar and I will choose the object selection tool. And then in the options bar at the top of the screen, where we have this select subject, I'll make sure that it's set to cloud, because that's going to give me the best possible selection. And I'll click on select subject. Moments later, we get the nice selection. You can see, look, great job making a selection of the car. Now that we've got that, I'm going to copy this selection up onto its own layer. So to do that, on Mac, I hold down the Command key. On Windows, I hold down the Control key. And then I press the letter J on my keyboard. And you can see now, look, if I turn every other layer off, this is what we've got. We've got a copy of the car on its own layer. Now that I've got that, I need to flip it upside down to kind of fake the look of the reflection. So we'll go to the Edit menu, choose Transform, and flip Vertical. That puts the car there. And then I'm going to drag this down underneath the car. So I'll use the Move tool, and I'll hold down the Shift key and drag downwards. Now, the great thing about holding down the Shift key is that I can just drag up and down, and it keeps it in a dead straight line. If I wasn't holding down the Shift key, there's a chance I could move it a little bit, but holding down the Shift key locks it in place so I can go up and I can go down. Perfect. So I'll just drag it so that the tyres are just touching. In fact, that looks like it's slightly angled off just a little bit there. So I need to rotate this one just a touch. So I'll go back to the Edit menu, Free Transform to bring that up, and I'll bring my cursor outside of this bounding box where I can click down and rotate just a little bit. So maybe around about there will work. And then I'll use the Move tool and I'll just drag it up to maybe around about there. All right, so now that we've got that, what I need to do is create the shape of the actual bit of water, the imaginary water that was on the floor. So the way I'm going to do this is to first of all add a black layer mask to this reflection layer. In fact, let's just rename this one. We'll call it Reflection. I'm going to add a black layer mask to this to hide it, and then I'm just going to paint in the shape of the actual puddle and then reveal only that part of the car. So to add a black layer mask to this layer here, I'll hold down the Option key on Mac or Alt key on Windows, come down to the very bottom, there's the layer mask icon, and I'll click on it. It adds the black layer mask, but now look, if we look at the main picture, the actual contents are being hidden behind that black mask, that black curtain there. Next thing I'll do, I'll get my lasso tool and I'll sort of draw out a rough selection shape of a puddle on the ground. But I need to make sure that I am active on the layer mask. And you can see, look, we've got that white frame going around it. If I didn't have the white frame around it, that must mean that I'm going to be active on the other part here, the main car layer, which I don't want. So what I need to do, also unlock that, is click on the layer mask. So now we have an active layer mask. So when I get my lasso tool, let's now draw out just a rough freehand kind of puddle shape, something like that will do, underneath there, under the tyres, and we'll join the two together like so. And then I can fill that with white to reveal just that part of that layer. So I'll go to the Edit menu, choose Fill. The Contents menu here says white, and I'll click OK. So now look, we have our kind of rough looking reflection just there. Now, when I zoom in, you can see that it's very, very sharp outline. And if we look at the layer mask itself, you can see, look, very, very sharp. So we need to soften that down to blend it in. So all I'll do is just come to the Filter menu, choose Blur, Gaussian Blur, and just blur it down just a touch. Doesn't need to be much. That's before, and there's after. And we're only using 3 pixels worth in the radius there of blur. And then we'll click OK. So let's go back to have a look at it now. There's our reflection, and we could just lower the opacity. So it's a very quick, down and dirty way that you could possibly look at creating a reflection. That's one way. But let's have a quick look at a more modern way that you could choose to do this. And this is using the AI built into Photoshop. So over here, what I'll do is we'll turn off this layer here, like so. And in fact, what I will do is let's make it in the same shape as the puddle we just made, this new one now. So I'm going to hold down the Command key on Mac or Control key on Windows, and I'm going to click directly on this layer mask just here. And when I do that, it loads that selected area back in for me just there. Then I'll click on the main image just here. We'll go to the contextual taskbar at the top of the screen just here, and I'll click on Generative Fill. And in here, I will type, we'll put reflection of car in puddle of water. Now, as for the model of AI that I'm going to use Firefly, Adobe's own Firefly, the latest model that we currently have in the public release version here, released in January 2026, Firefly Fill and Expand. The great thing about using this one is, I've got a pro account with Creative Cloud, which means it's not going to cause any credits to be consumed because this isn't a premium feature. But if you're not got a pro account, it's going to use 1 credit. Whereas if we use something like the Flux models or the Nano Banana models, you're looking at 20, maybe 30 credits, just 1 credit if you use the Firefly. So now that we've got that, we'll then click on Generate. We're then going to get 3 variations, as we know, when we use the Firefly model. So we'll be able to choose which one we think looks the best. And then when we've got this, we'll compare them. Let's compare the one that I did with the one that the Firefly model did. In fact, there we go. So that's the first one. We've got this one and we've got this one. So yeah, I like the first one actually. That one looks really, really cool. So what I love about this, let's first of all just turn them on and off so you can see the difference. So this is the one made with the AI. This is the one that I made. All right, so like that or like that. Now, I love the one made by the AI. And what I like about it more than anything is the fact that, you know, it's even reflecting the sky in the water just there, as it would do in real life. Because let's just zoom out. If you were looking at the car with the water underneath it, that water there is going to reflect the sky on the other side of the car. Now, for me to do that in Photoshop, very, very difficult because I've just selected the car and flipped it. I would then have to somehow try to paint in and include some of the sky, which is actually above the car in the, yeah, not easy to do. It obviously could be done, but it's going to take a lot more time. But this here, I think, looks incredibly realistic. So there's just 2 ways there. Let's have a look at those ones again. I really do like those different variations that we've got. There's the first one, the second one there, and the third one. Very random shapes. I like the way that it's kind of no water just here. It's kind of randomized how that reflection is, but perfect. Absolutely perfect. So my question to you is, and this is underneath the video, how do you feel about doing this? Forget AI. Forget the AI just for a minute. When I photographed this car, there's 2 ways that I could have done it. I photographed the car. I could have taken with me some bottles of water. The road surface was dry. I could have made sure that there was going to be reflection by pouring some water around the car to get the reflection. So I've added in the water that wasn't originally there. Or, like we've just done now, when I come back in the post-production, I then add in the reflection. I do it either manually or AI. Regardless, I am adding it in. What's your thoughts? Because obviously there's a lot of discussions at the moment about AI being, you know, we use it for removing stuff, which is kind of ethical, but adding stuff in, I don't know. But what about reflections? This is a particular thing here, adding in reflections. What is the difference? I'm playing devil's advocate. What is the difference here between me taking water and putting that on the road surface, which wasn't originally there, or in editing, me creating the reflection that wasn't originally there? Let me know in a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. Now, if you love photography, love taking photographs, and enjoy editing your images, then why not join us in the free photography community on Skool? It's a safe space for like-minded people with an active forum of thousands of members from all over the world where you can connect, hang out, learn and share. There's also a classroom, a members map and a member events page for events happening all over the world. There's no algorithms, no ads, none of that social media rubbish, but it's exactly how social media should be. On screen there's a link and a QR code, or you can simply click the link in the description of this video and we'll see you there.